Okay, team, welcome in Hermitarius. Today is Saturday, December 7th. So these are Saturn messages coming through regardless of when you get this. This is my own personal reading, but as a member of Collective, maybe it's going to resonate with some of y'all or help you learn about Saturn or help you learn about astrology or tarot. If you see something and you're getting your own reading out of it, go with it. If anything I'm saying is giving you like doubt or fear or anxiety or like trepidation, it's probably not for you. This is, again, it's just my own personal reading. I'm just posting it for fun because I want to. So I'm not trying to advise anybody, even if I say the words, so I advise you, because I'm just talking to myself. Okay, so Saturn messages. What came through today for me was make sure you're creating for yourself first. And then the shift that I had was this kind of like wall of chores that I'm really behind on. Suddenly I was able to approach it as like, yeah, I would feel better if those chores were done. And so now I'm doing them easily, effortlessly, right? I'm doing them for me instead of because I have to, or whatever that reasoning would have been. So I'm trying to like speed run this. So let's get into it. Here I am on this Saturn's day. Reverse King of Wands. Be strong. Great Horned Owl. Pink card is a knowing card. And what am I listening for? This card talks about the owl's ears are actually like two offset holes in his head. And he'll hear one and then like turn his head. And just because of the way they're set up, like when he locks onto the sound, he's looking right at the source. And so this card talks about like, can you consciously choose what you're bringing into your perception? Don't be turning your head to every little noise. Like, figure out with your own value system what is worth listening to and what is not. And so, like, this morning, I was watching all my tarot YouTubes, like I've been doing for maybe the past month, pretty consistently, and then I just closed them all. I'm good. And meditation. So this talks about stillness and silence to figure out what's going on, to hear the message of the divine. This card to me always speaks to the resentment of work, of like having to go do the job. And yeah, that's the space that I'm in right now. I'm trying to like not go back to work if I can. So yeah, I'm trying to like not go back to work and be strong in that and like really listen to the messages that are coming through in like a positive, non-doomy way. And so what's on my plate right now, what I'm crossed by is, it's a mental game, right? Because the thoughts are going to come up. The idea that I got to get busy, I got to do stuff now. Meadowlark, protect. This is a claim card. How can I safeguard what is sacred to me? So figuring out what is like truly sacred to me and then protecting it, which if stillness and silence and space is sacred to me, then maybe getting really busy is not it. And Raphael, the healer with Earth Force. So like really talking about grounding. So yeah, that's what I'm crossed with right now. How do I sit in this silence, in this stillness, and trust that things are going to be different if I don't have an idea about what to do and I'm not like making it happen? And I'm just trying to stay grounded and like keep coming back to what are my priorities? What do I think is sacred? And thus, what do I want to protect? And it is a bit of a clash because I don't see how I can kind of get where I want to be without hustling for it, I guess. And the message across the board is like, take a load off. Just wait for the messages. If you don't know what to do, it's not time to do anything. Yeah? Okay. Okay, the foundation of my situation, what I'm currently in right now, is I got the energy and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do whatever it is I gotta do. peace and grounding. And that, like, okay, ground and ground. So what we're supposed to do right now is kind of settle. Are we fed? Are we rested? Are we hydrated? Are we clean? Are we wearing clean clothes? Are we satisfied with how the space we're in is? Kind of be here now in the present, not in the past, not in the future. That is the task. That is what we're supposed to be doing with our energy. It's just continuously grounding and coming into self. What is a recent memory, recent past, it's not currently active right now, is this idea that I need to get out of the situation I'm in. I am sick of thinking like I'm doing it all alone and really relying on my own kind of mental meaning because it's tiring. Watering can, asking for help, and sharing burdens. So I came away from doing it all alone and I really leaned into like spirit guides, spirit messages, and like asking for help, asking to be watered, asking for my burdens to be lifted by angel team, etc. So if you're struggling, lean into your spirit team. That is my advice. And this top card, I know a lot of people in the Celtic Cross think of it as higher self or like higher messages, but I have, speaking of Saturn, I've got a relationship with the word should and the idea of, the idea of should. And so I take this card as what I feel pressure to think that I should be doing. I expect that this is, in this space, this is what I'm after next. And so I feel like I should be sitting in my power, attracting more messages or like partners to me, and really like sitting in my truth in this space, which is like Queen of Swords. I do not know how to do that. And so, of course, that would feel like a lot of pressure. But new begins and expansion. So I'm feeling like, yeah, I should really like take off in my like embodied mental energy, like spiritual connection energy, where I'm getting these messages and things should just like blossom for me now. But what is actually next in this time, what's actually coming for me? Oh, that's so interesting. How does that work? This is not a time to make decisions. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to decide anything. You don't need to be in the know. Like take a load off with the mind right now. It's not about the mind. It's about the body. That's not a new message either. And the reverse oak tree, power, courage, strength. So like maybe not a time to be the most strong, badass, I can do anything, I'm the king of my castle space, and just come back into grounding, come back into the soft animal body. I'm going to look at this card. This is Arin Murphy-Hiscock's Green Witch's Oracle. We can look at Oak Tree. Is there something you've been avoiding because of the fear of confrontation? And so that's the upright message. And so I would think what's actually coming through for me right now is like there is no confrontation needed. By going through with what you want to go through, you like the need for confrontation evaporates. That's just what came through for me right now. If you're getting something different, I guess run with that. Okay, so that's the central tenet of where we are right now. Okay, so let's get over into the staff. Card 7 is my action, what I want to do, what I'm trying to start. And I'm trying to get started on getting started. But I'm also trying to give space with all this grounding and not needing to use my mind right now to let messages come in, whatever they may be. Energetic messages. Ooh, the walnut tree. Crack. It's a pink card. It's a knowing card. What do I know without knowing why or how? And so this card talks about there's a hard shell of fear around your inner knowing. So if you can crack through that shell of fear, you'll just step into knowing what you know without needing proof, without needing validation, without needing all these swords cards. I need to know why, I need to know how. You'll just know it. Yeah? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be in that energy. I'm trying to crack through the fear and just let the messages come through and trust and believe. And the opposite and equal reaction to that, I'm trying to act. There's going to be pushback. That's just physics. Is maybe the opinion from others that, well, isn't that a little irresponsible? Isn't that like, what's your plan? How are you going to make it all come together? But I don't need to make it all come together. I'm not the architect here. The blending of all these energies to make something new is not something I'm devising. I'm one of the energies involved. Okay? Lovely. I'm going to skip card 9, which I call the key and the crux, which is if you can just react to this differently, this cycle will like graduate into card 10. If you react to this the same way it's always coming around, we're going to start back here. So I like to go straight to card 10. Okay, card 10. Sorry about my voice, I just had a coughing fit. What I could get to if I follow all this and if I treat this differently, where am I headed? Reverse Ace of Wands. Digest, Turkey Vulture. What am I cleaning up or converting? Blue is a feeling card. So this is talking about kind of all the stuff that's inside that maybe doesn't feel great or does, like just all of the experiences. They get recycled into whatever life you're living now. Like it's all cumulative, right? But that doesn't mean that if you like ingested something you didn't like, that is just going to keep pouring through you. We digest it, we clean it up, and we convert it within our system. Yeah. And miracles. So that these are all reversed to me speaks to like an internal aspect. If I can treat card 9 differently and graduate up to this card 10, I won't need to be handed creative energy or spiritual energy or like life energy. I'll just have it. This process of cleaning up and converting old emotions and digesting them and feeling them won't be as task-based. It won't be as depleting to my energy. It'll just kind of be a natural process that I flow with. Blue emotions flow. And I'll accept miracles into my life. I'll believe in them and I'll be living in them. And it won't be like waiting for a miracle or needing to let them in. They'll be in. So I want that. And if I can do this differently, I'll get it. Okay, and card 9. What do I have to react to differently to change the cycle over, to go from the task of grounding, to receive some messages, to like embodying and just having that energy, being in the miracles, being in flow with the internal work of like emotional digestion, without needing to like center it as the work. And what we have to do there is we have to follow our own path. Okay, it maybe is not something that exists that I can follow a how-to or like get a class on. I've got to go my own way. Observe, sickle, focus, regrowth, letting go, and inspiration. So if I can breathe in divine inspiration, if I can just keep on connecting my breath to the divine and let go what has to let go and not cling and not obsess and not fear, and treat all of this time frame that I'm in as a tracking period, as a way to learn, that is my path. If I can stay on this path, spiritual inspiration, letting the old shit go, and just observing, just learning, not trying to control. This isn't the control side of the budget. This is the tracking side of the budget. You know, we feel like we've maybe come into like a new space. So let's find out what that space is, like a principle of permaculture. Watch and observe and interact before you put your will into it and say, oh, this is what I'm going to do with it. Like, who am I? I'm just a little, like, I'm not even a person here. I'm a feeling and spiritual energy. So what could I do? I just got to keep grounding into earth force, let the mind, like all the fears dissipate as I ground. That is the path I've got to follow through the fear. Through the fear that I'm on the wrong path. Through the fear that I don't know what I'm going because I don't have a path to follow from someone else. Yeah? Okay, team, let's try and do it. We can do it. I believe in us. I believe in me. We can do it. Okay, I don't have like a phone stand to do this properly, so sorry about the shakiness. But this is the whole person summary. So you rearrange your Celtic cross into suit. So it's wands, cups, swords, pentacles, major arcana. And then it's crown or court cards descending, pip cards ascending. And so when you have a lack of cards, it either means that this reading, like this, just does not concern that. You don't need to worry about that. Or it means that the situation you're in like has an absence of this energy, and like maybe that's why there's an imbalance. So what I'm getting right now is that Saturn, Saturn's kind of a hard planet, but Saturn for me, like he takes care of me. He has to, because I've got personal planets in Capricorn. So he got to take care of me. And so this isn't really about the emotions, and it's not about stability. They're just not part of it. We don't need to worry about it. The entire like crux of all of this energy right now is creative energy, loaded, ready to go. We want to use it. We don't want to work. We want to love what we're doing and like feel committed to it. We want to do it. Let us do it. Let me like put me in, coach. Let me do it. I want to grab this energy, but it's just not the time because messages are coming in. Like it's full. And then we've got no emotions here. And I'm not really emotional about, I don't know, these messages. I've been emotional off and on the past few days, but like today I'm doing good. Mental energy, which is also the ability to like hurt ourselves mentally with our own thoughts, is present. We don't need to decide right now. Sit in the new mental power you have. It's fine to walk away from a fight. You don't need to win any fight. Just walk away if you find yourself in a fight. Not your arena, not your battlefield. Not your battlefield. It's not a battle. Walk away from mental battles, okay? If you're in a mental fight, walk away from it. This is how we're going to balance all this energy. You want to do something creatively? Quiet your mind. Get out of your mind. It's not about the mind. The mind does not create. The body creates, yeah? The mind is a tool of the body. No pentacles. Love it. And then major arcana. So how I usually read this is if it's an upright MA card, it's a characteristic or an archetypal part of yourself that you're aware of and you're into and is present right now. And a reverse is an archetype that is begging to come through. Please let me come through and like work with you, work through you. Please let me show you the path, your own path. Please. Let me mix it for you. You can be intemperate. You don't have to be on path. You don't have to be in charge and show anybody. You don't have to make anything happen. Trust. Finally, I like to arrange all my cards in numerical order. Zeros are Fool and Pages to me. Ones are Ace, Magician, and Knights, because to me, the Knights and the Magician both work for the King. And he's like, do this for me, and then they do it, and then they get to kind of do whatever they want until he's like, do this for me. That's my opinion. If that really bothers you, I'm probably not the channel for you. No twos, threes including queens, fours including kings, fives, and both of the, like this reduces down to 5, 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. We've got no sixes, so the 3 is like, we've got 1, oh, there's another one, and now there's a new thing. Or like the third perspective, which watches both, like is aware of both of these. And then the 6 brings in like a new space overlapped, right? Kind of like person A and person B are in a relationship. Now that relationship is its own third extant energy, and like identity separate from partner A and partner B. So there are no 6s. There is no like new thing coming up. We're there, we're in it. The growth has happened, and now I need to settle into it and like calm the mind down. 7, 8, no 9, no 10. So we're not tipping into a new cycle. This is the new cycle. Ones, the energy that we have is a lot of creative energy. It's not a time to hold it right now. Just focus on your tasks, which again is grounding under that card. Threes, this new perspective is a mental perspective, and let it come to me. Like, I don't have to go chase it, let it come to me. Sit in stillness and let it come to me. Fours, foundational building constructive energy. We're not making long-term plans right here. Be in the now. Be here now. Don't build resentment. Don't make commitments. Just chill for a minute. Fives, 5 as a number, the way I work with numbers is about order, and it's about supplying order. So I might be trying to like create some kind of mental order or like make sense of stuff. Not the time for this, okay? We're not a leader on the path right now. And if we are, it's our own path. So like calm down. And it's okay to be a little intemperate. It's okay to let go. Walk away. Walk away from the strife. It's fine for now, okay? That is how we're going to build some order in our path and in our connection and in our mind, is walking away from those battles. Which again, like, come on. Can't make that stuff up. Walking away from a battle? Like, do you guys know about the battlefield behind him? Anyway. And 7. So we go right from order to meaning. How do we order the mind? Walk away, like just chill out for a bit. How do we give meaning to the mind? Is we don't need to fight, right? It shouldn't be a fight. It should be flow. We can ask for help. We can share our burdens. We don't have to go it alone. Yeah. That to me is the greater spiritual meaning of what I've been going through lately. Is I'm not doing it alone. I don't have to hold all this alone. I don't have to be in enemy territory. Ask for help and like be delivered from it. 8s are like structure on structure, 4 and 4. And so sometimes it can be like too much, like kind of blocking you in. A lot of people think of 8s as kind of like imprisonment or like especially the 8 of Swords. But this is messages coming to you swiftly, like from either the past or from source or from some other entity to me, to the present. It's coming in, and it's coming in through this fear that says you got to do something now and you got to figure it out and it's going to be a fight. It's not. Okay? Ground, center, work in the space that you're in. Everything going to be okay. Okay. So then I like to arrange all my oracle cards after just to see like cumulatively what's the message. Be strong in getting busy observing. Be strong in getting busy, not doing, but just watching. How do you feel? How do different things make you feel? It's a tracking period. Protect what is sacred to you. Crack through the fear around knowing what's sacred to you and how to protect it. Put in some filters. Oh, my sweatpants string. Put in some filters. Work with your guides. Work with these energies to figure out what you should be responding to. Like, you don't need to respond to every little mental noise. What's actually a message for you? Allowing ourselves to feel without judgment as we work through everything that's going on and everything that just happened. Okay, and last one. Here are our green oracle and our angels of Atlantis. So what we're actively doing is we're starting a new beginning of being grounded and asking for help and sharing our worries with whoever is on our spirit team to help us. And we're letting go of the idea that we have to go through confrontation, like we have to find a battle and then fight it to get where we're going. Ground and accept that miracles are coming through. Yeah? Let go of doubt about those things. Stillness, inspiration. Connect with your guides, your spirit team, connect with yourself. Again, with the observe card, it's just a tracking period. We're just finding out how we feel in this whatever new paradigm that we may or may not be in. Okay. Happy Saturn's messages. Bye.